Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. It's been a couple of weeks. Hello, Brandon. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good, Kathy. You're looking great today. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys for coming back to us after a couple of weeks. I know it's so just so you guys know, my mother did pass away a couple of weeks ago, so we did take some time off here and just to kind of get back into needing to recover, recoup, um, all of that. There's a lot of it's funny because when somebody passes away, emotionally, there's a lot of unpacking to do that you kind of have to go through. And so I appreciate you guys being here, even though we've been gone for a couple of weeks. Thank you so much. Your support, as always, means the world to us. So we truly appreciate it. And again, thank you. And we were going to do it. We were going to do a show yesterday, but actually one of my aunts passed away on the weekend. So we had a memorial to do yesterday. So it's been a couple of weeks, let me tell you. It's
Yeah, I mean, say hello to Scorpio season. Whew.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of been nuts. Let's talk about Scorpio season for a few minutes. Let's.
Yeah, I mean, we're right in the midst of it right now. It's such an interesting time because I don't know if we talked about this personally, me and you, Kathy, or if we did talk about this on the show about how I feel like everybody's almost ready for this period of hibernation through the winter. Obviously, in the northern hemisphere of the earth, there's like just this feeling of like we need to reset, we need to recharge, we need a break from what we've all gone through for the past year and a half. It's been absolutely crazy. Um, and so it feels like we're all kind of tilling that dirt right now. The end of Mercury retrograde, thank goodness. Saturn retrograde ended a couple weeks ago. All the other planets, they're in retrograde or half retrograde or whatever.
Yeah.
And finally, we're getting back to a feeling of things being more direct. So this really is a great time to get to the root of anything that you feel like is holding you back or you need to overcome so you can just rest for this winter. I am hoping that my feeling is wrong, that we are not in for some crazy events of some kind during this winter. But as you and I have talked about, Kathy, we know we're sensing something here. Hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully nothing happens. But it's just important to be, I feel, prepared for
Be
this winter,
alert,
prepare to
be
hibernate,
prepared. Yeah.
plain and
And
simple.
stay in your higher selves, right? Like that's going to
Hmm.
be the more important, that I think that that's going to be important as we move forward. So I don't know if anything else is coming. I mean, we look at places like Australia.
Yeah,
And, Canada is getting very, very close to that element,
yeah.
as we keep moving forward. So, whether or not the States isn't really near there at this point, maybe some states, but not as a whole. But
Hmm.
all we can kind of do is, keep fighting and keep fighting the good fight, I guess, and I do feel that a lot of things are going to be revealed as we move forward. I think that a lot of truths are going to be uncovered. And, as we always say, guys, if it gets overwhelming, the energies, turn off social media, turn off things, go into yourselves and really judge what is happening on a basis of yourself rather than a basis of what especially the mainstream media is telling you, because that's going to be the most important thing. Mainstream media has an agenda and we have to remember that. They're telling you what the government wants you to hear, not what is really going on all the time. So just be
Hmm.
very, very cautious about your next moves, and that's the main thing. So I think once we kind of go through that, we'll get a better understanding of what's happening.
I am just happy to see everybody here with us.
I
Our
know.
familiar friends, favorites, our connections. Just happy to see everybody back. Just give a shout out here. To of course Nami and Miguel and Sandra. It's like we got the whole family. Love it. Andrea, I just love seeing your energy here, love. Hello, hey there, welcome, welcome,
Hey, Chloe.
welcome.
Yes, the donations are open. They are. For the donations, it's up on the screen as to where you can donate. So beautiful.
Hearts love Joe. Hey Joe. Hey, 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 welcome, love. Love T. Big, big hugs to you, love T. Of course, our Will. You know who I haven't seen in a while?
Huh.
Our Polly Free.
Oh, yeah,
Where's
yeah.
he been?
He's actually on Facebook. I have seen him. I think he's been busy making
Good.
videos and stuff like that. And
Good for him.
hey, Renata, how you doing? I'm doing good, thanks. I'm
Hey, Renata.
getting through, doing a lot better. Yeah, doing really good, thanks. What was I was sorry guys, my like I apologize because sometimes I'm kind of like here and there. There's been a lot of energy. So tonight is the new moon. The new moon is going into Scorpio. Yeah, our donations are $10 a minimum. If you want to guarantee a reading, if you just want to get put onto the lottery list, you can donate under $10. And what we do is we give you 2 chances at getting your name on there. Hey, Carol, how you doing? It's good to see you. I'm actually going to start placing the names on here, for the donations and everything. But did you want to talk about the new moon coming through?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, if you're here listening, if you're over on Facebook, if you're over on I Want to Believe, pop on over to Oracle Intuition's YouTube page to get a reading. You need to be there to get a reading. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the like button, and then you can put your question in the chat. I will be able to take it from there. I will not see your question in Facebook. I will not see your question on I Want to Believe. So you absolutely need to make sure that you come over to Oracle Intuition's YouTube, hit subscribe, hit that like button, and then you can put your question in the chat and I will put you on our list. If you want a guaranteed reading for today, like Kathy was saying, it is to get on our donation list. There's a minimum of $10. You can do so through PayPal. If you're in Canada, you can also do that with e-transfer. And the email, I believe, is all on the scrolling link. If not, it's in the info box below. So that's what you need to get a definite reading for today's show. If you want to be placed on our lottery list, you can do so. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So you can do that. Put your question in the chat. If you're putting in any questions in the chat, please put your first name, your zodiac or date of birth, and the question in one message in the chat, if you can fit it in there. And then, of course, if you do donate under $10, if you support our show, we appreciate all of you. All donations, we appreciate you. All of our listeners, we appreciate. It doesn't matter if you donate or not. We're here. We're here to help. So we're just making a little system to allow, if you really need that extra, intuitive psychic understanding, you can be on that donation list. If not, and you're ready to be patient, be on that lottery list. If you donate under $10, you will get multiple entries into our lottery list. So if you have donated, please make sure you put your question in the chat at this time. That way I can put it up on our list and we will take them in the orders that they were received. So as far as this new moon is concerned, new moon in Scorpio, of course. Scorpio, I mean, I am not a sun sign Scorpio. I'm a sun sign Taurus, which is directly opposite of my sun. But I do have Pluto in Scorpio, as many in my generation do. And for me, I have that actually in a very significant placement. My Pluto in Scorpio is actually directly on my midheaven. And it looks like this new moon and the sun are right on top of my Pluto here. So I say that Scorpio energy is my domain because in all intents and purposes, that is my profession. As some of you may know, astrology, midheaven is, what you profess, where the sun is shining down on you most. It's kind of your career line there. So it really is all about transformation. I've already helped like 3 different people through transformative processes today. going through some intense discussion, emotional development. And really, this is all about that time of rising like the phoenix, getting out and burning the ashes of the past, whatever situation that you're in, and standing anew from those ashes, from that pit. That is that beautiful, raw, scorpionic energy. So lots of stuff is going to be highlighted on um, vulnerability, intimacy, depth, uncovering things, looking into the subconscious, getting into astral realms within your dreams. Lucid dreaming is also a good energy under a Scorpio new moon. But remember, today is all about planting seeds. The new moon is planting seeds. Any good farmer would know you plant during the new moon, you harvest on a full moon, right? So that's what you need to do. Be the farmer of your mind. Be the farmer of your energy, your emotions, your aura. Set in those seeds. What do you want to develop in the next 30 days? What do you want to do in the next 28-day lunar cycle? Last month, I shared with you all that I did the paleo diet, cut out all sugar, all processed foods. It was so incredibly easy to do it with the full moon. And when I say that, let me preface it, well, say now about it, that I've been trying to do paleo for like years, like a good 5-6 years, and I just could not do it. And for whatever reason, doing it with the new moon, it was as if the new moon and the moon took all of my goals and they did everything for me in the back of my mind. I didn't really have to do much. It was wonderful. So I speak from experience, highly recommend, just 100% hop on planting some seeds today, all in regards to scorpionic energy. If you can, if you feel like you need to get to the roots, the rawness of yourself, uncover those buried things, this is the time to do that.
Yes,
What are
absolutely.
you
Sorry,
thinking of doing yourself, Cathy, for the new moon? What do you want to, what seeds do you want to plant?
oh, so many. Um, just give me 1 second. I'm just rewriting the
I know for
reading list.
me, what I'm really trying to plant for myself is making sure that I take action and make decisions from a place of self versus a place of consideration of everybody else. There's a tendency for me to make decisions in light of other people, their wants, their desires, their needs, etc. And oftentimes, I can neglect my own. And I'm sitting here and I can be passive about it, and I can be um, very understanding and very accepting of all sorts of different situations and circumstances. But I feel that I'm at a time in my life right now where I need to make sure that I am acting from my own motives, my own volition, my own desires here, instead of everybody else's. So that's what I'm really setting my intention for myself in this new moon, is that internal, personal power and personal strength here.
Yeah, mine is very, very similar to that. So, like as I said, I've been doing a lot of, I guess, unpacking, with my own, emotions and stuff like that, and just, I think there's some generational things that I'm clearing away, and it's kind of coming into your own power, and very similar to what you had said. I found that, especially over the last couple of weeks, I've been really shown who's there for you, who isn't there for you. And, I think that has made a direct impact, I think, for me personally.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing is that when people, sometimes when somebody, loses somebody or they pass away, a lot of people make assumptions. Sometimes some people will, leave you alone. They think that you need space, or some people will, be right there for you. And the thing is we have to stop making assumptions about how somebody else feels or how somebody else thinks or what somebody else wants. And the thing is that if somebody comes forward and if you're not in the place to receive it, you can just say, I'm not in the place to receive that at this moment. Thank you, for whatever it is, but I'm not in the place right now where I'm able to talk, or I'm able to, or maybe they won't say anything at all. But we have to, I think, release a lot of our own ego when it comes to other people. And that's sort of one of the lessons that I've learned, is that a lot of people stay in an energy of ego. And I have to start looking at who's approaching me with ego and who is approaching me coming from their heart.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
That's
And yeah, that's something that I'm going to be taking a look into. And here's the thing, if somebody, I know, a really good friend of mine lost her husband almost a year ago. And I was in the place where, you were there, you said what you could say. That there was going to be a lot of pain, so all you could do is just offer, I'm here, whatever you need, but I'm not going to, bug at you, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody knows what they're going through at that particular moment. And, she even, like, we had talked about it, not that long ago. And she had said, there was people that I just couldn't respond to. I just couldn't respond to, not because of them. It was just, I found that there was a lot of, I had random people that I've never spoken to before be like, oh, if you want to talk, it's like, I'm not going to talk to some random stranger that I've never had a conversation with my entire life. Like, that's not happening,
Yeah.
because that it's not coming from a place of true caring, that's coming from a place, and no offense, guys, but we know what you're about. Like, we get you. you know like, you get those random dudes, on Facebook or social media. They're like, oh, I'm here for you. And like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I'm good. I'm not talking to some random dude that I've never, like, piss off.
Dudes are a little thirsty.
But I've had some really, really caring people, come to me and just, hey, if you need anything, I am here. And, I'm kind of one of those people, I sort of go into myself a lot, and I have to, but the offer, knowing that offer is there meant the world to me. And so I know that there was a couple of people, here, even on the show, that reached out. And I tell you guys, your generosity meant the world to me. I just have to say that straight up. So I truly, truly appreciate it. And I think we're pretty much ready to go into
our readings.
Yeah, we're gonna just take a quick break. I do have to run to the bathroom, and before we get too much into it, I don't want to leave once we get into the readings, I kind of want to get into the readings. So we're just going to give us like 3 minutes here. What's that?
Look at Shafi. I just want to let you guys know we made it to Turkey.
Shafi.
Remember talking to you guys about the trip back in March. That's awesome. Shafi, that's so interesting. I've been talking about Turkey a lot lately, and I've been pulled to there so much. So maybe if you're there, I'll see you. Congrats, though. That's
awesome.
Amazing. That was amazing. You're going to have to give me the tips and tricks when we can talk. That'd be amazing. So cool. Oh, I want to go to Turkey so bad. It's like, it is just pulling my soul lately, like, so often. It's interesting.
I think we have a few more here, or we actually have another one to add. So we're just going to remember that Kay is on the list as well.
Okay, so Kay, go ahead and put your question in love. Andrea, I need your question. I do not have your question. So if you could get that to me, that would be wonderful. I would appreciate that. And Renata, Chris is Taurus. Thank you.
And Renata, if you could just give me a little bit of an update if anything has happened between now and then, if you don't mind. So, all right, guys, give us a few minutes. We will be right back, and we will get right into the readings. All right, hang on a minute. Oops. Hello,
Here.
we're back. All right. Okay, so let's go to first of all, Namie. And I think Namie wanted just a general reading. Is Namie still
All
here?
right. She said she might not be on. She has to take her eldest to volleyball practice, so she might hear, she might not. We'll see.
Okay. So Namie, tapping into your energy, I don't know if you guys have moved already or if you're preparing to move. I just feel a really busy energy around you. It's almost like trying to rush, and trying to pack or trying to move. Like it just feels very I want to say almost chaotic, I guess, to some degree, like a little bit rushed, a little bit. It's almost like I almost want to say you're can't wait to get out of where you are. She's literally driving back from practice. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of like chaotic energy. So what your guides are basically saying to you, first of all, is to breathe. Okay, like really to breathe, take your time. There's something about what I don't know what exactly I'm getting here. Geez, something about an heirloom. Is there something about an heirloom that you're planning on taking or wondering how you can take with you? I don't know if that makes any sense, or something that maybe you're wanting to protect. Like I feel like it might be a material object of some sort. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it feels like maybe you're trying to figure out a way to remove it from the home or something about that. My grandma wants to remove the grandma. Maybe that's what it is. But it does feel like there's something going on around with that. So your guides are really saying here, taking the tree Miguel planted, and oh, okay. All right. Because it almost feels like with what it is that you're taking, there's this energy around it that that it's important to remove. Okay. Oh, my grandma wants to come with me. She's driven crazy by my mom too. That might be it. Maybe that's it. But what I'm getting here is it does feel like this could be important to remove. Okay. For some reason, like it does feel whether it's your grandmother, whether it's the tree, I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it does feel like this is going to be important to remove. You know what? Here's the thing. I actually get that if it's not removed, it would be damaged. So I hope that that makes sense to you. Like it might be in the best interest to remove it. Okay. And hopefully that's not your grandma that would get damaged, but I'm just, it does feel like this is important to remove. I'm getting a lot of nesting energy as well. So again, I don't know if you have, you know, um, received the property, if you've actually moved or not, but it just feels like what I'm getting told by your guides is take your time with the unpacking. Make this new home yours. This is going to be very important for you as well. I feel like it's been a while since you've been in this place that feels generally or genuinely your true safe place. And this is the time to start setting that up. So, I mean, obviously unpack the important things, but as you go through here, really
Yay,
make,
happy closing.
yeah, absolutely. Good job. I'm really happy that you guys are moving, but it just feels like this is going to be really important for you to help clear off that energy, clear off any residual crap that's going to be, coming through. You can definitely sage everything before you bring it in, or just say, give it a blessing before you bring it into the new home, if you wish. Here's the interesting thing, Namie. You have a lot of energy. You have a lot of empathic ability. So as you're holding stuff, you're going to know whether or not you should be giving this an extra cleanse. Maybe there might be something that you'll just get rid of, maybe things that you're just going to toss, maybe whatever it is. But this is really what I'm getting from your guides. I keep hearing make this home, and this is because your whole energy system is going to start flowing again in such a more productive way. And it's almost like this big sigh of relief, but it's going to be important for you to make this new place your home, and however it is that you want to do it, like what feels good to you, you just go ahead and do it. And I know with Miguel, he'll understand, because that's Miguel's energy. He wants you ultimately to be happy. So obviously let him have the input, but it is like, this is going to be so important, for you moving forward. So that's the message that I get at this moment for you.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that can follow up with that. I do want to address the fact that it does feel like there is that busy energy, like Kathy was saying. It feels like I do feel a little bit of ambiguousness in your energy, Namie.
Yeah.
Like and it actually feels really balanced. It doesn't feel negative, because I'm being shown that even despite all of the sort of things that you have to do, that you're involved in, the reason that you are busy, I keep feeling that there's this openness in you that's still open to receive. And so I am seeing this really nice energy of you just being in balance. And I keep feeling there is a strong energy on female heads of the family in some way. So like the word that comes into my mind is like matriarch. And I feel like it's important to know that you are sort of stepping into that role. I'm not sure if you feel like you're there yet or what's going on, but it does seem like things are going to be resting on you. I remember when we talked first about just the idea of you exploring the house and stuff. I remember Kathy and I both talking about how we feel that this is such a central place, that the energy here, it reverberates out in so many different ways. And so what Spirit keeps leading me to tell you is that you need to focus on that tree and that type of energy. The right things that you're planting, the right things that you're literally investing into heart to you. The literal vision that I've shown, I'll tell it to you. It's that I see this piece of your heart, and it's going into crystals, it's going into the tree. And when those are put on the property, when those are set there, it like sets this whole tone for the whole area. And it's like, once you put that piece of you in there, you never lose it, because you have it at home. Does that make sense? And you're really burying and putting these things into place that are going to be able to sustain for as long as you're there. So this really is such a nice time for you guys. I don't really feel like there's anything that you need to do in specific as far as taking advantage of the new moon, for example, because it does feel like there is good cleansing in your own energy. Like you're stating in the chat, you do have some things going on with grandma and mom and stuff like that. And like Cassandra is saying as well, but that isn't always going to, rest on you. Other people and how they are and what they're doing, it's not fully your responsibility. But what you're going to see is that, like Kathy was saying, it might be important to bring certain things out of there that do resonate on that higher frequency. If something isn't fitting, you have the knack to sense when something shouldn't belong in that environment specifically, and pull it out. You take it with you, you protect it, like Kathy was saying. So you feel like you're honestly in a really good space right now.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of getting into the place. But
Yeah,
it's
at this
coming.
point, yeah.
And you know that it's coming. So a lot of that energy, you can really, let go of the nervousness or anything like that. Because that that you're almost there. And I think that, once you land there, and again, making it home, it's just so, I keep hearing too, I don't know if this is something that you've already planned, but I almost feel like making your own personal tarot area would be so positive for you. Okay. Like whether it's a room, an area, whatever. I think that would be something that is going to be really welcome and needed for you. So I hope that helped. And she's like, yes, yay. Good. Okay. And I think, oh, she is making one. Okay, good. Yeah. Cause I just felt like this was really important. So, even if, even if that's the place that you make home, whatever it is, but I just felt like that's going to be so important for you to create for yourself. Um, so Miguel kind of had the same question, just a general reading. And it's funny, Miguel, because so I got two things from you. One is a sigh of relief. And then it's almost like a sigh of relief. And then as soon as you breathe in, you're like panic. So it's but you're getting both here. So it's not really that energy of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like pure panic or anything like that, but it's this energy of, so you release one thing and then you're popping up with another thing. So it's almost as though you're cycling things through your mind and through your brain and through your energy core. And it's like you just take a breath and then all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute. And then you're like, and then, oh, no, wait a minute. So you're sort of back and forth with all of these things. So what your guides want you to know is that you're actually really going through the releasing process. Okay. The only reason that these things are popping up into your mind is so that you can let everything be released. Okay. And so when you're taking that breath in and you're in that place of peace and kind of relief, and then this other one comes in, know that other one is being brought up because you've released the first one. So this is just a residual fear, energy, whatever it is. So it's basically coming up for you to just recognize it and release it and let it go. That's really all it is. There's no reason for you to panic about it. There's no reason for you to fear about it. I'm getting a little bit of some money issues in there, a little bit of things that maybe are making you more nervous with the money. Again, I do feel that they're all going to work out. Okay. Is there a particular bill that you're worried about? Because I'm hearing something about a particular bill. Or a particular, it almost is like a statement or something that you've had some worries over. And again, I'm feeling like, it will all work out. Everything will work out. There's nothing for you to really worry or be panicked about. It's just basically saying, keep it in mind, ask for relief if you need to, ask for, how do I clear this? How do I finish this? How do I, whatever it is. But so I'm hearing too, between now and December, there's going to be a lot of, again, this releasing energy. And it's just going to be a matter of the settling in and, getting things set up and all of that, whatever it is. But come December, there's this place of stability that is being brought to you. And it really feels like that's why you're going through all of this. That's why you're going through all of this rotating cycle of breathing in and being nervous and breathing in and being nervous. It's to help you to release in order for December to be
Uh-oh.
play begin.
Uh-oh. Kathy, you there? Uh-oh. Can everybody hear me? I think I'm moving. Yeah, I think I'm good. Let me just shoot her a message here so she knows that she's frozen. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just sort of froze and
Yeah, you were froze for a little bit.
okay, all right. Yeah, the whole thing just kind of went down. So I was like, okay, what just happened? That was so weird. I'm back anyway. Okay. Yeah, so I hope that helped, Miguel. I hope that gave you some sense of clarity, and that's what I was getting for you at this time.
So, Miguel, I don't know. How do I word this? Have you been doing work on your thoughts? Have you been really monitoring and watching the internal dialogue that you have with yourself? Because I keep being shown that there is like this new way of getting insights or understanding. There's this really great synapses happening in your brain. Like I really feel, maybe other people call it like overthinking, which it could be the case, but I literally keep feeling this new dialogue within the minds. And I feel like you've either done something and worked on it or it just like happened overnight. But there's a very clear thought process happening. And I just feel like you're getting to this place of clarity of minds. And I don't know why that feels extremely significant. But when I ask Spirit, what you need to know, what you need to be doing, if there's anything that you need to know or be doing at this time, they keep showing me that it is all kind of geared around you being it's just about being more emotionally strong. It's about you being okay when things are in the void, when you don't have control, when things are not literally in your hands, and when you have to sort of surrender or give up that sense of control. It's all putting you into a place of you being more okay with that space. So honestly, it all kind of feels in line. It feels like you're doing exactly what you need to do right now. But the key here, it goes back to emotions. For whatever reason, I feel this trigger of your emotions getting personally triggered. When you don't have control, when you have no idea what's going on, when things are ambiguous, when they're undefined, when they're weird, sneaky, too elusive to grab hold of, if it's not rock solid, that's where I can feel you either feel the ego come through, fight or flight, where you can either totally close yourself off or you fight against it. For whatever reason, this clarity of mind is allowing you this ease of emotional strength. So a lot of people might say, those things are not connected, but let me rest assured, they absolutely are. When you just think about the moments when your head is full of thoughts and different things, you notice probably you're carrying your body different, you're breathing differently, you're feeling stressed, high strung, high energy. But when your mind is clear, when you don't feel all these things plaguing you, you can really sift and understand your emotions that much better. And so the point is, and what I keep being shown is that you absolutely you're doing the right thing as far as clearing your mind and creating better internal dialogue, but you're allowing the emotions a healthier place to rest. And that way they don't come out and they don't take any sort of control over you. You process them as you need to. It feels very, very healthy. So honestly, the point is that you're taking very healthy steps right now. And that feels good. It feels good in your energy. It feels good for the people that are around you and affecting you. And, just as Kathy and I saw many times, you're like a rock. You're like that rock for literally all the women that are in your life, especially that you're kind of surrounded by. So it feels positive for everybody connected to you as well.
So I was saying before I realized that I was in frozen mode. It just feels like December is going to be so much more grounded and secure for you is what is really coming through. This challenge right now that and again, it's not really a challenge. It's just things that are being brought up in order for you to be, in order for them to be released, are going to set that tone for December and on. Okay. It's just a more grounded energy is what I keep getting. So I hope that helps. You're saying that your company has given you some information that made you question. If you want to write that, like, is it, if it's affecting or anything, I'm not really getting anything too massive about that. Like, I'm not exactly sure what that's coming through as, but I do feel that December is going to be more grounded. So I hope that helped.
100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that most people are in cold weather right now in November.
Yeah,
I
well,
was
we're
talking
heading.
about it
That's where
earlier.
we're heading.
I was talking
I
about
don't
it
know.
earlier about hibernating, and half of y'all are there already.
They I think what state are you guys in? Is it because I don't think it's really cold. Is it there? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I'd love to
Yeah.
know what state y'all are in. That way, Kathy and I can come crash a party.
Ex- or just stay warm. God. Yeah. Low 40s. Okay. All
I
right.
feel like they're up north somewhere.
Christopher's in Ireland. So
Ireland,
there you go. Christopher's in Ireland. Like, thank you so much for. Oh, no,
Florida.
he's
I
in
think they
Florida.
mentioned that.
You're
I
right.
used to live
Yeah.
in St. Pete. I do miss parts of Florida. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Palm trees.
So palm trees. God, we have Christmas trees coming up right now. So yeah, that's that's as close as we're getting to anything. Um,
All right, let's hop on
Sandra.
to
So Sandra
Sandra.
wanted reading from her guides and also about your grandmother as well. So let's take a look into that. So the first thing I actually got from your guides is stay to the path. Okay. And I think you'll understand, what I was talking about. I really feel like this next move that you're about to do, or the next planning, is going to be extremely beneficial for you. I know that you're having a hard time where you are, and where I think I have to sneeze. So if I all of a sudden kind of stop, just give me a second. I just need to look around you, Sandra, just for a second. So I'm really getting here that what your guides are saying to you is that the path is yours. The path is yours. Okay. And basically, the best way to explain that is even though you've got, the choices in front of you, it's going to really be up to you as to how you're doing this. So it's almost like I'm being shown literally the Two of Wands, and it's really all about even though I know that you want to take the easier path, it really is about taking the path that is going to be the beneficial for you at the end. And we did talk about that, before. But what I'm also getting here is that you are going to be supported upon this path, because your guides know that is going to be very, it's going to be more difficult. Okay. They understand that it's not the easiest path, but I do hear that they're extremely proud of you for choosing the path ahead that you're about to embark on. And I keep hearing there is a reward at the end of it. Okay. So there will be a reward for you, whether this is a personal reward, whether this is, a career or financial reward, something, but it is going to make you look and go, I'm so happy I chose that path. And that's what they want you to know. You're also going to be, like I said, you're going to be very protected through it. So even at the times where you feel that you're alone, or you feel that you're walking, this path alone, just ask them for that sign, ask them for, that energy to surround you. You will feel it. You will know that they're there and that they're guiding you through. Okay. So this is what I'm getting in regards to that. I can't remember exactly. Oh, you did start your HR course. Yes.
Good
I'm
job.
so happy for
Congrats.
you. I'm so happy for you. This is really going to make that difference. Now with I can't remember what you were asking. Is your grandma going to be okay? I think is what you were
Mother.
wondering
She was
about.
asking about her mother.
Right. Oh, okay, good. And also prayed for the spirits in the hospital, because that's exactly what I feel needed to happen as well. And just let them know that, you understand, their place where they're coming from, but that you didn't contribute to it, but you're here to, offer your, forgiveness for how they were treated, in regards to other people. And that's basically so to make your path a little bit easier as you go through this. Um, I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly what the question was in regards to her mother.
So what she was asking was, anything about the mother's health. So the entire point, and when you said that, she kind of rephrased. I was trying to clarify, that the mother has been difficult and the grandmother is there and is kind of suffering, from being around all of that negative energy. So she wanted to see, if there's some kind of light there, I think, for her grandmother, and maybe what is going on with her mom. There she goes. She lies a lot about us, my sis and I. So, yeah, I think she's needing some clarity on what to do with mom.
I feel like your sister is the buffer right now, somewhere in the home. Um, and I'm going to be honest, I don't really feel a positive energy coming from your mom towards your grandma. I do feel this could possibly deteriorate your grandmother's health in some way, physical health. I don't think on a violent level or anything like that, but it's the mental abuse or a mental affliction that I feel could come through during that time. And the hard part is that obviously you guys want to, have a place of protection around your grandmother. I don't know if it's possible to move her out, or, if it's something, if you can maybe even bring in a home care person, or something along that line. But I do feel that there needs to be a level of protection around her, or something, if you possibly can. I don't know if you guys are able to take her, if you're able to move her or put her in her own place, or whatever it is. Or like I said, maybe bring in a healthcare, just even going and checking on her, once or twice a day or something along that line. But I do feel, I mean, the thing is I do feel that your grandmother has a very strong resilience in regards to her. But it is hard because I do feel a lot of manipulation coming from your mom. I do feel a lot of mental strain. Oh, she's deaf and mute. Oh gosh, that's even harder. But Yeah, I think what you just said here, Miguelin, you've decided to have her over every other week for a couple of days. I think that that might really help and make that difference. And you guys can sort of watch things from there. Or even if you're like, I said, going in and checking on her as much as possible, or even getting a home care person in there. It just feels as though she's tired. She's tired. Like I feel like she's very tired of the energy that your mom can bring to things. In one way, it's not a bad thing that she's deaf, because she doesn't have to hear a lot of what is going on. But I understand where your concern comes in. I mean, ultimately, do I feel she'll be okay? I do, but I do feel it is going to be, very stressful. So, if you guys can take those turns on that, even if you have another family member, um, to even help out, as much as possible. But yeah, I feel for you guys. I'm going to send you a lot of healing energy. So, yeah.
That definitely feels tough. Sandra, when I'm tapped into your energy, first, I'll talk about what's going on here with the mother in a second. But just when I tap into your energy, you need to know Spirit is acknowledging that there is a new person being birthed right now. There's a new self that really is coming up, is prevailing, is standing through. You really are embracing this energy of the phoenix that I was talking about earlier, where it's like the old self is burning and the new is standing in those ashes, ready to go. The one thing that they're showing me that you need to focus on, or sort of take some extra care, is the fact that you need to make sure, fight even against other people draining your energy. Do not let, at whatever cost, do not let other people literally steal your own energy from yourself. Right now is the time to really fight against that. Do what you need to do. Place up boundaries. Call people out. Disconnect. Pull away. Whatever you have to do to stop people from draining your energy. It feels really, really important right now. You know what it reminds me of? Have any of y'all seen Hocus Pocus, where they try to take the kids and literally suck the life out of them? Like, that's totally what this energy is reminding me of. It's like people literally trying to pull their energy out of you so they can have it for themselves, because you are in this raw, vulnerable, sort of energetically, I feel, innocent space. When it's like ripping off the skin after a sunburn. That skin is still raw. A baby being born, that skin is sensitive. It can't take all these beatings and all this sun and all these things. It's super important for you to really make sure that you are fighting against other people draining your energy. And I don't care who the hell it is. It's really important not to right now. Not saying that it's, something you need to keep in the future or be super guarded or anything like that. It's just right now you really have to protect against that. Now, and good job, by the way, Sandra. It is no small feat to go through such a transformation. So well done. Good job on your HR stuff. I mean, you're really doing it. You're standing in the shoes of your new self. Like, this is beautiful. So maybe go buy a new pair of shoes. Not that we need any excuse to go buy new shoes, but I'm giving you one. So about mother, the first thing that I'm feeling here is a detachment of emotions. And that feels like it's very, very difficult to deal with. Somebody who doesn't quite understand the emotion or emotional impact that they themselves are feeling or they're giving to other people. And that really feels like the difficult part to manage and muster for her. Like I feel her having that difficulty in her soul, in herself as well. So of course, it clouds everything around her, and the connections with other people. Has she always been deaf and mute? Because I wonder if, this is something that you have had to work with over time, or if it was something that developed for her over time. Either way, when I ask about her, and what you need to be doing right now, it's really weird. And I don't know, I've never said anything like this before, but they keep saying to make it look like all the initiations are happening, as long as she can see, like, it looks like something looked like it was started, or it looks like somebody's doing something, she's gonna be okay. So they're showing me just kind of, give the allure of these initiations and she'll be fine. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know why that seems relevant or important or how that would even work. I'm imagining that if she sees like something's moving or people are doing something, that she's not going to bother. She might try to bother, try to pull attention, but she's not going to be able to bother as much. So, and she was a small child. Okay. So she was. Okay. His mom early dementia. I honestly feel like that could be entirely the case because
Yeah, and I
keep
had picked up on that before.
I keep seeing clouded vision, like everything is hazy and it's hard to see beyond. So anytime that happens, it's like brain fog, right? Whenever we're kind of covered in that way. So
I did
that
pick up
is
on
going to
that
be.
before. I do feel that some of it is possibly substance abuse, brought on by substance abuse. Okay.
Mhm.
So whatever, substance that is, I do feel that some of it was brought on because of substance abuse. So, you've got two things that are at play there with your mom.
Obviously, though, Kathy nor I are doctors here. We're not licensed medical
Exactly.
practitioners, so we can't give advice on that. We're just kind of sensing what we feel and the sensations. So obviously, if it's that important, you might want to get some professional diagnosis, but it would be
Yeah.
wise to look in that route. Definitely.
Absolutely. So I hope that's helped, Cassandra. And yeah, I hope it gave you a little bit of clarity. I'm so proud of you. Good job, because you're going to do amazing. You're going to do amazing going forward. So I'm so happy for you. Let's go to Andrea. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Let's go to Andrea. What was Andrea's question?
All right. Andrea, are you here, love? I want to make sure she's here because I feel like she's popping in and out. I want to make sure she is with us. Although I have... Oh, wait. Did I get Andrea's question? I know I have it somewhere.
She's there.
There she is. Okay, but I did not get the question on my list. Let me pull it back. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, love. I'm a Pisces. Yes, you are. Okay, Andrea is a Pisces, if you remember. And she was asking... Oh, Kay was also asking if you do any spell work, Kathy.
I do a more energy work than spell work. Okay. So, which I guess is very similar to each other. It's just, as far as actual spells, it's more about, I guess the energy, clearing the energy, working with the chakras. That I absolutely do.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning as well. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey guys, Def missed you. Just wanted to know anything that comes to you in regard to love life for Andrea.
Okay. Oh, okay. I swear, who's making me want to sneeze?
It's not
Me
me. I took
blaming
my
everybody
allergy
else.
pill.
Andrea, are we looking into a particular person here? Because I do feel this energy that there's an energy around you. This is really interesting. I feel an energy around you, but it's almost like they're looking at you through I want to say like a I don't know if it's you looking at somebody or somebody looking at you, almost through, what are those things called? Like a periscope, kind of like a periscope.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it might even be you kind of looking at yourself, because this is what I keep getting. And what's that?
I'm thinking to myself what the name is. Monocle is the one piece, but it's a
Right. It's like one of those old fashioned, like they would use on a boat, like that not a telescope. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but I don't know if you've been doing a lot of self-reflection is what I kind of get from this. So I don't know if within yourself you've been looking at yourself in different ways. And it almost feels as though you're sort of looking at yourself in an energy of what are my qualities, or what are the qualities I'm presenting to people. It almost feels as though you could even be looking at some of your qualities or your energies that you're kind of wondering about are not uh how we look at ourselves and how are people viewing us. I kind of get this energy. So you're looking at your positive and your negative, and I think that's why I'm seeing you like it's almost as though being looked at through the lens of this whatever the hell they call them. I'm going to call it a periscope or telescope or something like that. So what spirit is saying to you in regards to that, because I feel like there's been some really deep self-reflection. So the first thing spirit wants to say is that they are proud of you for doing that, but at the same degree you don't need to look at anything too you don't need to don't be harsh on yourself. I know you're asking about love life, but I feel like that's the first thing, because it does feel like there is some energy here of you kind of blaming yourself first for things that aren't particularly, maybe things that haven't worked out in the past or whatever, instead of looking at perhaps the other person, or that I really feel that you've been extremely generous with your energy when it comes to other people. So if people haven't been all of that kind to you, or maybe somebody ghosted you, or if they have a particular whatever, they're just weird or whatever, you've kind of taken that upon yourself instead of looking at them and saying, okay, dude, you're an idiot. Like, because sometimes we just need to do that, right? Like, we have to stop taking it upon ourselves. We have to actually look and go, okay, you know what? They are just this. And I have to be in this place of accepting that instead of trying to take on the responsibility of that. And so what I'm getting for you, oh, I see you dancing. What does dancing have? Do you dance? Is this like, I don't know why, but I'm seeing you dancing, and I'm not exactly sure if this is in regards to celebration or if you're an actual dancer. Very interesting. I just really got that image of you. It almost feels like I want to say almost like a ballet type of energy. I mean, that's what I'm being presented. It doesn't need to be ballet, but it really feels right now that this is the time to continue to focus in on yourself. I do feel that your love life will improve. I do feel that but you're going to be, by working on yourself, by doing these things that you are doing at this current moment, when that person appears, you're ready. And there's no doubt in there, and I don't feel this being long time away. I don't have an exact time period, but I'm not going to say like it's a year, or I'm talking months. Like, this might be a month, might be 2 months, might be early of next year. But I just feel this person appearing, but you're being in this place of being so solid to be able to accept them and to be able to nourish this relationship in a healthy way for not only yourself, but also for this person, and this person being able to be in a place to nourish you and themselves as well. And that's what I keep getting, because again, it's like a lot of this releasing that you've been doing, a lot of this looking at yourself. And again, spirit is really saying to you, you're ready. You're ready, but you still have to be in this place of not taking on the full responsibility of some of these relationships that you have in the past. So I almost feel like kind of going through your more recent relationships, and just allowing yourself, and we've suggested this before, take a look at it from a third party point of view. Okay, like stand back and kind of go through some of the conversations maybe that you've had in past relationships, and just to see, because you're going to be able to get that view of yourself and the other person, and you're going to be able to see things in a whole new light. You're also going to be able to do a lot of forgiveness for yourself, but it's also going to allow you to forgive other people, because I do feel that sometimes when you're in this place, you're sort of, again, either giving too much, or you're not seeing things on the full level, just because there might be, being a Pisces, you're going to have a lot of emotions and you're going to be very empathic. So I feel like this next few months is about grounding, reflecting, all of this thing. And this person is just going to appear just like that, just appear. Like they're just going to show, but you're going to be in that place of accepting. And it's not going to be even that question. So, oh, see, there you go. I've been seeing that those kind of relationships were repeating, but I had to realize my worth. That's exactly what I keep getting. And so when you're coming into that full balance of your own worth, you're going to see this relationship it's just going to manifest just like that. Just boom. And it's a lot of times we want to know the when, but the when will work with our energy. And
Absolutely.
sometimes if we're in the place of when, we can actually sometimes push that away. We can push the result away because of the fact that we're so focused on the when instead of the actual process and the journey that we need to go through in order to get there. And this is just going to appear. It's just going to appear. And I don't feel that this is going to be long. Okay. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, there isn't much that I can say that is not that was not already said. The first thing I was shown is that there needs to be a rewriting of the roots with who you connected with in the past. That your MO, who you were genuinely connecting with, who you were attached to, those roots need to be rewritten. But you already understand that, you already know that, you've already been taking the steps to that. So it's like we're all acknowledging it here, kind of connecting that within your energy. The one thing you need to know, Andrea, is that you absolutely are psychic. If you don't feel that you're psychic, you're 100% intuitive, because you pick up on more than you know of other people around you. You're absolutely tapped in. I can feel you tapping into me. I literally can feel you tapping into me as we were like in the chat in certain moments. I want you to know that a lot of these thoughts that are bouncing around in your head are not always your own. So when you feel like that there's like this overthinking too much going on in the mind, ask yourself, okay, let me disconnect from whoever's connected to me. I want to hear my own thoughts. I want to hear my own space, because I can feel anxiety. I can feel anxious feelings bubbling up in you during those moments. And that seems to be the thing to really get a rein on and get a hold on right now, because like Cathy was talking about earlier, when you're connecting with somebody, you don't want to take on all of their stuff. And I can feel in the past, you totally took on all these different thoughts from other people that were around you, and definitely your partner, because you are intimately connected. And the more intimately connected you are, the more that those lines or those barriers become blurred or non-existent at all. So it's super important to make sure that you know what's going on in your own thoughts and not taking on everybody else's all the time. Last thing that I'm shown, I do feel a relationship coming. Spirit keeps showing me that there's a key energy here. One, it seems like things start out as friends, and there's an immediate emotional feeling within the two of you. Take note of that. Do not take the emotions as the end all be all, because the emotions are great, but that does not show definition or stability. Time and action are going to show you those things. So don't react to the emotional pull. Just because you emotionally feel pull with somebody doesn't mean everything else is, in the right space. So don't react from the emotional place. wait till you see consistent action and notice how it makes you feel. Do you feel more secure in yourself, or do you feel more anxious and worried or nervous? So let it just take its time, let it evolve as it needs to. But you're absolutely standing in such a good energetic space right now.
Mm-hmm.
You really are rewriting these things that you're connected with. You're going to be connecting with different people, but I really do feel that there is a love connection coming, but it does start as a friendship, and it's like this emotional familiarity with this person, and that feels like a safe space, which is important for you and also feels important for them as well. But again, don't jump in anything right away. Don't, dive full in head deep. Just allow the time to take the little steps into the pool versus just diving right in. But you're in a really good place, so make sure you're not listening and pulling other people's thoughts, energy, psychic stuff, because you're absolutely picking up on that. It's pretty cool.
Melody has a question. So she's asking, how do we differentiate thoughts that are ours and which ones are not? So it's really
Great question.
Yeah, very good question. So it's really a matter of going into yourself and asking, does this belong to me? And, especially when it comes through with emotions, right? Thoughts, are kind of whatever, but when it comes to emotions, because thoughts are really our ruler, right? And we can empty out our thoughts, we can stay present. But when it comes to our emotions, is ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? And listen. The important part is listening, and a lot of people, we don't listen sometimes to what is coming through. So all you have to do is really listen. Why am I feeling this way? It's not mine. And you'll kind of feel that emptiness if it's not yours. And with practice, you'll really start feeling it. You'll be able to differentiate between what is yours and what isn't. And you can just move it aside and allow it and just say, this doesn't belong to me at this moment. And that will really help. So, we should go on to Will, because I know you were saying that you have to leave by
I
8 o'clock
in
tonight. So
40 minutes.
yeah. So I don't think we're going to take any more donations tonight, guys. We're just going to let you guys know. And
We'll let Jennifer be the cutoff if she is on our lottery here.
right.
Okay. I just told her.
Perfect. All right.
Andrea, you're not crazy. You're definitely not crazy, love.
You're so welcome, Melody. I hope it helps. I mean, it might be something that we can get into more on the next show as well, and really talk about that.
I just want to real quick jump on that. Studying hypnotherapy and all forms of the mind for 16, 17 years now. You have several different mind voices. You've got a voice that is your sort of conscious internal thought dialogue that you're like consciously thinking about. Then you have your brain chatter voice that's kind of going on in the background all the time. And then you have other people's voices that can come into your head where something sounds like somebody else's voice. And then you also have a non-voice. Now, what do I mean by non-voice? If any of you know the concept of claircognizance, it's that type of sensation. It's a non-voice where it's just an internal knowing of things, facts, sensations, psychic stuff, telepathic stuff, and that has no voice at all. So there are actually several different internal mind voices that we do have. Some people honestly don't even dialogue in their brain though. So it is sort of dependent on each person, but as a generalization, we kind of have those three little mind things going on. That's why if all of them are talking at the same time, it can be very, very confusing. So interesting question. I would definitely love to dive into that deeper on another show, Kathy, for sure.
Yeah. We should also let Jennifer know. So Jennifer, for a guaranteed reading, we do have a $10 donation. If you absolutely want to get onto the show today, all the information is at the bottom of the screen. If not, I don't know if we'll have time to do the lottery today. If not, make sure that you stay subscribed, because we will be back next Wednesday as well if we can't get to you today. So just wanted to let you know. Andrea, you are so welcome. Let's go on to Will. I know the sneezing.
Finally got it out, y'all. I finally got it out. It was sent to me. I don't know who sent it to me. That's funny. All right, so I'm not sure if Will is here, so we'll just kind of hop right onto that. So Will, Taurus, general reading for November, work, life, money, love, etc. So we'll just kind of generally tap in, see what we're picking up with Will.
Okay. So I keep getting a very steady energy with you, Will. It feels like what is that energy? I'm trying to put it into a word. It feels like this is the foundation setting of things that are being built. So it almost is like you're building a foundation at this moment. So I feel things being very steady. I'm not getting a whole lot of, badoom type of things happening. But what I'm getting here is each time, each thing that you're doing as you're going throughout, whether it's work or relationships, all of that, you keep building onto this foundation. It's building, building, building. And you may not even really particularly notice that you're really building this foundation, but you're going to all of a sudden stop one day, which isn't in the which isn't in the far future. I feel this is the near future. I kind of get till about the end of at least this month, maybe into December. It just feels like you're really building a structure, a foundation. I don't know if you've moved or if you've decided to move, but it's almost as though you're going to look up one day and all of a sudden you have these things in front of you that you've been trying to establish for a while now. As far as relationship goes, I still feel somebody lurking around you. This
I
isn't a
do
bad.
too.
Do
I
you?
do too. I can
So
feel her. Yes.
yeah, like it's almost like I don't know. It's like somebody's watching you or
I wonder
somebody's
if he's
paying attention.
oblivious to it. I
I
wonder.
kind of wonder, like you got to wonder, right? Because it almost feels like this is the second, at least I think the second time that I felt with Will. It's almost like somebody is peeking around the corner watching, like peeking, watching, maybe not saying anything, maybe not doing anything on a physical level, but it feels like they're definitely within Will's energy. And it feels like
Mhm.
they want to come forward. So it might have to do more with this foundation building that I keep getting. Like this foundation has to continue to be built. So it kind of just feels like go and still do the things that are needed for you at this time. Stay with the wrestling, because I feel like this in itself has given you so much confidence, so much more strength, resilience. Like it's really switched the mental thinking, even if you may not have noticed it. I feel like if you were to look back, you would see the changes that Brandon and I both feel within you. It's a deeper strength that is within you as a person. And you're just coming from this really nice, beautiful energy now. Like it just feels so confident, so ready to move forward. You're not thinking about what other people are really thinking about or like how they're judging you or anything like that. It just feels like you're within your power. I'm literally being shown like Superman or something like that. Like you've got this new power about you, it's like that Clark Kent to Superman
Willpower.
energy. Willpower. There you go, right? And but it just, you're still building that foundation. And as far as this person goes, again, I don't know if you've not noticed them come through or whatever it is, but I do feel like there is somebody there, but I feel like they will appear or they will make their presence known kind of as soon as you're doing this establishment without even really paying attention to how they're coming through. Like you will see it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I feel that right away. That's the first thing I feel. Well, when I connect with your energy, I can feel this energy of a female being around you. I keep being shown expanded interest, working away towards making some kind of movement or initiation somewhere, making you know it or very clear about it. So I don't know, like Kathy and I say, we don't know if there's somebody there, but we really feel someone. It's either that or you're like, super tapped into your own feminine energy right now, which I'm not feeling that is fully the case just because, circumstances and what's happening around you. But it could be entirely possible, but it's very clear. There's a feminine energy that is definitely around you and your energy. The one thing that I do keep being shown as far as what you need to do or focusing on at this time is Spirit keeps showing me to not be afraid to jump into the unknown. You've been embracing this, I feel, over the past few months, doing things that are different. They're still saying to keep up this pace and keep up this energy. Because what they're showing me is that you're really tapping into the child self. And the more that you tap into the child self, the more that you feel all these other masks peel away. Maybe that you identified with, were forced in some way to identify with or take something on. Maybe that didn't resonate or no longer resonates anymore. And now these can be shed when you're sitting in the seat of connecting, playing with the child self. You're really stepping into the seat of the soul. You're connecting with the soul, the core of who you are. So definitely keep this up. This is bringing you into really, really good energy. You are on a steady path. You are definitely a Taurus for sure. You have a little bit of fire energy. I'd love to see your chart, but you definitely have this Taurus energy. You've got to keep that steady, diligent path. That consistency is going to be your key here. So keep that up. Keep putting yourself in new experiences. Keep putting yourself in this childlike state of wonder because it's drawing to you so many beautiful things. It's not only going to draw a healthy relationship, it's going to draw a family. It's going to draw all these beautiful things that I do see for yourself in your life, but just keep that steady pace. You don't feel like you're ready to rush into anything. You still feel like you have that energy of like, okay, when things happen, they happen, whatever it is. I can kind of feel you doing this kind of motion. So keep up that pace. Keep putting that childlike energy up there because it's really doing good things for you.
Yes.
Thanks, Will. If anybody else remembers,
thank you so much, Christopher. I just wanted to say thanks to Christopher. He said, I'm getting feedback. That he's enjoying the show. Basically, he says, "I just love these readings. Very interesting." So,
that's weird. I can't see. Those must be coming through on a different channel.
Oh, maybe it's
because I can't
through
see.
on
I see some of Christopher's messages, but I don't see them all. So they must be coming through elsewhere. That's okay. I can still see Christopher in the main chat, which is all that's important. So, okay. Cool. Let's hop on to our next one. You ready?
Kalal.
All right. Make sure Kalal is here. And then we will do Love T, Renata K, and we'll see if we have time to get to some lotteries here. Oh, wait. Let me make sure I grab Jennifer. Jennifer, I've got your question. So far, there's Kalal. Okay. Let me put this up here real quick. And Jennifer number 2. So this is going to be, well, we'll just put that up when it comes. Okay. So Kalal, Capricorn, is wondering, what does my spirit guides need me to know at this time?
Give me just a sec. Okay, so I'm getting a heaviness in your chest. I don't know. Have you been worried about something, concerned about something? I almost feel like there is an energy here of some sense of impatience but I'm also getting an energy of like worry about something. Does that make sense to you at this time? Because I just feel this kind of a pressure on your chest at this moment.
I feel the chest too. Yep.
Yeah, and it I feel this oh, okay, you've met somebody recently. Good. All right. So do you want
That's
to
a
ask
good
about
pressure.
them? Yeah. Like it's kind of like an excitement pressure.
I can just feel the energy focused here for sure.
Heart energy, maybe. Yeah. Did
Mhm.
you want to ask maybe about them? I but what I'm getting here is okay, no, actually here, hang on just a second, because as soon as I say that, your guides are coming in. Take your time. Take your time. There's no rush with this person, is what I'm getting. And I don't know if this is going to make sense to you, but I think that it will change. It feels like in the past when it came to relationships, there was sort of a pattern, or perhaps I want to maybe a behavior, something along that. What they're telling you here is that I kind of feel with this person, you to change the pattern. Take your time with them, get to know them. There's an energy here of trying to rush. You don't need to rush. You don't need them to rush. Okay. I don't feel an energy here of that need to rush. It feels like this is the energy of taking your time with each other and getting to know each other, spending that. There's a lot of things that are going to be brought out by this person. So I don't know if that's already happened, but it feels like this can go one of two ways. I'm going to be honest with you, Kala. This could go as a life lesson, or it could go as a soul connection. Okay. A life lesson will be if you rush and if you kind of push the relationship. And I don't mean by push them, it means basically not letting it come through on a natural level, not allowing yourself to take your time, not allowing yourself to, again, because there's no rush with this energy. So I'm getting that. So this relationship could turn into something that is very solid. This relationship could turn into something that could be, you know, possibly lifelong, but it's going to really depend on how you behave with this relationship. I feel that there's some things within you that you have to sort of understand or come to an acknowledgement with. It feels like there is an energy here, whether you've dated some people with this quality, or maybe you yourself have presented this quality at times, where if things aren't going exactly according to a thought in your head or a way that you've wanted them to go, there's a bit of a rush there. Let's say, somebody doesn't message back, for a day or two. Watch yourself to see how you respond to that energy. Are you coming in as being understanding? Are you coming in as, a different type of a more aggressive energy? All of that. So this is going to be very, very important for you to pay attention to moving forward, because like I said, this could be a life lesson, or it could be a lifelong. A lot of that is going to really be up to you. Okay. And that's what your guides are telling you in regards to this. So, can I see this going long term? Yes. But it's going to really depend on. And now, here, I'm going to take away from that a little bit, because I don't want this to be like where you're in this place of, oh my God, I have to do everything this exactly perfect and all of this stuff. Like, no, 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 no. Okay. You don't want to be in that place either. And I don't want you blaming yourself for things, because again, this is just about the pushing of the energy. Okay. And that's really the only warning that I've got here for you. So again, let this relationship play out, whether it's going to be lifelong, whether it's going to be a life lesson, whatever it is. But it is saying here, the only warning that I really have for you is to allow a natural progression with this relationship. Okay. I don't want you in this place of like, you have to trying to watch every step and walking on eggshells. Please do not, you have to be real. You have to be yourself. This is about getting to know Kalal and her and this person. Okay. It's not about being in a place of panic or anything like that. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, this is really interesting because I keep feeling this other person all around your energy, Chloe. Um, what I'm trying to decipher, because what I keep being shown is that there is sort of friction or fighting against what is intuitively happening. So I'm not sure if that's them or that's you, but the whole point here, what Spirit keeps showing me, is to allow these intuitive pulls to one another to actually happen. That you aren't just connected in the physical space, you are 100% connected on that psychic, that emotional level. And there's just as much stuff, there's just as much communication, there's just as much shared feelings happening on that level than there is physically what you can audibly communicate, see, hear, etc., touch. It's super important to not let that be just wishful thinking or fanciful thinking. Like, there is this psychic connection happening here. I think the both of you feel it consciously. I feel that you are recognizing it. But what I keep specifically being shown, Kalau, is very specific information about you and the emotions and you experiencing your emotions. What they keep showing me is that you are going to be going through abundance of emotions in the near future here. I'm shown that there is a sort of way of you looking at an emotion as if you can pull it out of yourself, place it up on the screen, and look at it. And you're looking at all the facets. What is the fact? What is happening here? Why is this making me feel this way? What do I need to learn? What do I have to observe? So I see this steady process, but what Spirit keeps showing me is that instead of being on the shore and looking at the water, they're saying to get in the boat and get in the water. And really what this means is to experience the emotion. If you experience an emotion as a state of detachment, it's always going to be that. It's always going to be further away. They're saying to get in that boat, get in the damn boat and go let your ship be rocked by some waves. It's not always bad. It's not always choppy. The waves are gorgeous. Sometimes there's beautiful creatures swimming underneath you. The water is your friends. Yes, respect it. It can be scary. It can be dangerous, but the water is your friends. The emotions here are your friends. So do not be afraid to jump into the experience. Kind of feels like the message all the way around. Let the intuition come through. Let those emotions actually happen. Let them push through you like a wave. Don't identify with them. Just let them push through you. Feel it. Let it push you around for a little bit. Let it get you going. And to really immerse yourself. So don't, and the reason they're saying this is because when you do this, when you look at the emotion and really study it, you're essentially detaching yourself from it and creating this haze or this cloud over yourself where you can't fully see the next step or what to do. And there's sort of this questioning of like, well, I don't know if I should do this or I should do that, or this decision will definitely make me feel good, or this decision will make me feel secure, but it's not going to actually make me feel. And I can feel this sort of haze, this eyes glossing over, where you're like, oh, okay, I'm putting myself into this stasis, this stagnant energy. I don't know what to do. Okay. It's about being in that boat. And you're going to learn to navigate these waters the more that you're in that boat. And it just feels quite important right now because it does seem like there is an abundance of emotions coming up. So be in that space and use that intuition. Do not be afraid to let that be part of the connection, and let it be present in your relationships. And that goes for all of us, honestly. Let intuition be present in our relationships because, my goodness, it's so much better when you can acknowledge a connection with somebody beyond the physical, beyond sex, beyond even emotional. It's that consciousness of intimate knowing, clear cognizance, that we're like connected with somebody and we see them, feel them on so many different levels. So I think that's good advice all around, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, congrats, Kalel. Definitely listen to Kathy. A lesson or a lifetime here. So
Exactly.
treat it
So I
as,
just
as you may.
I just wanted to remind everybody, remember, if you haven't donated, we do try to get to the lottery every week. We may not be able to get to the lottery list tonight. So Christopher, we will try to do that, but I don't know we may be running out of time, is what it
Of
kind of looks
course,
like. What's
if you
that?
do want to get a reading, you can always book with us privately. You can do so for me at thedreamteacher.com. Go to my appointments tab, click on that appointment, schedule it for you, and there we go.
And if you want to book with me, I am at oracleintuitions.com or through my Facebook or Instagram at Oracle Intuitions. We will, again, we do try to get to the lottery list every night, but we always take the donations first. So I hope that this helped, guys. And you guys stay subscribed, because again, we will be here next week and we will try to get, as many as we can. I just know that tonight we can't go we can't go past the time because Brandon does have previous plans. So
Yes.
but okay, so Love Tea, what is her question?
All right. I'm not sure if Love Tea is here. Let's see. She's at 138. Just in case we
And
need to
thank you,
remember.
Christopher. We truly appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.
Yay. Thank you, Kalel. Glad to hear that. You're very welcome.
Thank you, Kalel, as well. Thank you. I'm glad it helped.
All right. Love Tea, Aries. Are his feelings and intentions for me currently? He is Capricorn.
What's his first name? What was the name?
R is what we've been calling him, Mr. Capricorn.
Okay. There's an energy here of is Love Tea in college? Is this the college guy?
There is something about school I remember popping up.
I just want to make sure that I'm just going to go with the energy of what I get. So I do get that there is this energy here. Oh, she says, yeah. Okay. There's an energy being built here that is creating a solidness between the two of you. I do get this energy here that both of you are sort of doing your own thing in some aspects, working on yourselves, maybe perhaps, or, maybe you're concentrating on, your individual studies or whatever. But the energy between the two of you is this energy of building something for the future. It feels like he's coming from this. What was his birth sign again?
Yeah, he's Capricorn.
He's a Capricorn. So he's, it's interesting. I literally pulled the King of Pentacles. Now, for some reason, I felt like just pulling cards for Love Tea. I'm not sure why. King of Pentacles is very much an earth card. And I feel as though he's becoming stronger within himself. And this is a bonus for you because he's becoming stronger with his energy towards you. It's instead of this flighty energy that we had in the past with him, it's almost as though he's building roots, or he's wanting to build roots, or building a solid energy around you. I do feel a little bit of I don't know why I heard the word haywire. Kind of haywire energy. So maybe he's a little bit back and forth at times, but it does feel as though there's a more solid connection between the two of you. Have you guys been getting along really good lately, or have you guys been spending more time together, Love Tea? If you don't mind just answering that, because it just feels like something's going on here. Brandon looks confused.
Well, I'm just feeling weird because the communication to me feels really weird. Like the energy of the communication, there feels like some kind of friction. And I keep being shown that it's specifically in light of emotions or emotional feelings. Like I'm feeling like, I don't know, there's like some something weird with communication, and it's causing this question and distance and whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah. She says he hasn't really contacted her at all. He did text. It's interesting because, you know, when I did pull the cards, the first one I did get was the Nine of Pentacles. So this is really individual energy, kind of working on yourselves, working on maybe your own stuff, again, maybe concentrating on school, whatever it is. But with that King of Pentacles behind it, it's becoming more solid, more stable, and a firmer foundation. I feel like leave the text. Maybe not respond to it, because I think I do get this energy that he's being flighty, where he can be flighty. Like if you were to respond to something that's not coming from a solid place, it doesn't give him the backbone to come forward. And that's exactly what you want. You want him to build that backbone. You want him to be that King of Pentacles. You want him to be solid. I'm not getting that there is any particularly negative energy between the two of you. I just feel he's a little flighty still. He's not like he was, but it's still flighty enough. It's almost as though I want to keep saying, if you gave him an inch, he would take a mile. So if you respond to a flighty or a message, because just casual conversation. Yeah, if you're responding to stuff like that, it's kind of giving him a leeway. It's giving him a leeway where he can just continue doing that, and he doesn't have to be solid. He doesn't have to come in strong. It's kind of giving him a free pass. And with your history, he needs to have something solid now moving forward. So I feel that he will start doing this. Like, this is going to bug him that you didn't respond, and I feel like he will come in with something more solid. He likes to sometimes create arguments though too. So don't allow yourself to go down that path of that. You can just very strongly say, I didn't respond because of there was really nothing to respond to. If you want to have an actual conversation with me, then let's get together and have a conversation, or let's, do something, or, you'll know how to respond to him because you're a solid person. So that's what I'm getting.
I do feel that, friction in the communication, Love T. What I specifically keep feeling and are here as far as his feelings and the intentions. Let me start with the intentions first, because those come through and it kind of describes the feelings to me and why that's happening. His intentions seem to be centered around figuring out what you want. So it's like he's not even making his own intentions, but he's trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be the best received? What did they want? Let me shape or form, what I'm doing with what the other person wants. And that already says that, he's not even focused on the self, which I know that sounds counterintuitive, right? Like, a lot of people just want to hear, oh, well, he's focused on me, blah, blah, blah. No. This is actually not helping anything, because without himself being present, then he cannot be present in the connection. He cannot allow himself to connect to you. He cannot allow those moments to be shared, the moments of emotions, of feelings, etc. So you heard that before. Oh, that's good. Oh, I'll be right back. So what I keep feeling here in the feelings, as far as R is concerned, is that there is this sort of daydream, fantasy, wishful thinking happening. And I can feel that, that his energy is fake and molded to what I want. Yeah, there is this feeling of him really being in this daydream, this fantasy type thinking, where all of the stuff that he's wanting to do is all happening in his mind, and he's not taking the direct action towards it. So I feel, because of the fact that he's so reliable and dependent on what you're wanting or what to do, it's kind of creating this, standoff and that's what spirit shows me is coming between the two of you, is like the two of you being stuck in these energies and it creating this haze, this cloud. It's unable to be seen. It's not fully clear between the two of you. It's like the standoff is really creating all the stagnancy and not allowing things to move forward. So I think there are several options, what you can do with this, Love T. At this point, you could totally, tell him like, hey, you need a backbone. You got to step up and be the person who, you project yourself to be, or you're just going to totally cave in, surrender, and let me control everything about this. And I'm going to tell you what to do, and you're just going to be happy with it. So, I think there's a couple different approaches. Each one, will fit somebody differently. But I think at this point, when he reaches out, it might be wise to really be like, okay, dude, what do you want? What's up? Like, seriously, not what do you want right now? Not why are you messaging me? What do you want? What do you genuinely want? What do you desire? And to confront him on it, because it's going to allow you that moment for you to intercede and for you to say what is happening at this time. And really, it's all kind of getting you to create that pace. If you want a relationship with R, all you have to do is put him in that space and say so. And I really feel like he's just going to be like, okay, I guess so. But it's about you, taking that initiative. Some people don't want to do that. I understand that. Some people want the other person to come forward. I understand that. Some people want to wait. I totally understand that. It's all about what you want, what's comfortable for you. But if you want to find out where he wants things to go, put him in that space and then put him on the spot. Right directly, be like, all right, dude, what's up? So I think you're getting to that make or break moment. It's up to you if you want to jump into that. He didn't want a relationship. Yes, okay, in the past. But if you tell him what's up, I'm telling you, he's going to be like, well, I can't argue there. Because it really does seem like it's dependent on you. And if that's how it's going to be, well, then be like, okay, well, then I'll take the reins, dude. Let's go. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So totally up to you, I think, on this one. But yeah, the intentions are centered around you. They feel positive, but again, it just feels like he's not creating his own and waiting for you to create them for him to kind of make that move. And his feelings, I do feel his feelings being a little hurt, by the way, that you haven't spoken a lot. But that's also a diversion, I feel, from him escaping the reality of the situation and going into that fantasy and just trying to keep some semblance of the idea of you two being together or connected in some way alive by kind of reverting off into his mind, daydreaming, fantasizing, all that. So it's already, it's in his energy. You're in his energy. The two of you still feel like there's that connection, but somebody's got to make that jump. Right now, I see the standoff. So if you can do something to change that, that's totally, I think it's going to be on you.
Yeah. I agree.
Thank you, Love T. Good luck. Keep us updated. We want to know. And we'll help you if you need, guidance in that moment.
I believe Renata is next, and you're
Yes,
so welcome.
I've got about 5 minutes left here. Renata, Libra. The question is about Chris, Taurus. Any update on his energy? I had a reading with Kathy about it.
Yeah. So
I'm going to let you do this one, Kathy, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm getting, Renata, here is I feel okay. So I'm getting two energies from him. One is towards you, one is towards this other person, the one that he's got this house with. The energy towards the house is feeling very, very repressive. It almost feels as though a very pushed energy, meaning that I feel like with him that he doesn't know how to stop. He doesn't know how to stop this train that he got himself onto. Okay. But I really am getting this energy here where he wants to throw on the brakes. He doesn't want this energy. He doesn't want to be in this place that he's in. And I really feel like, so where his thoughts are towards you, they are still there. In fact, as soon as I asked, I actually got the King of Cups. So, which really talks about emotional stability. His emotions feel stable with you. He does not feel, in this place where it just feels like as he's moving into this house and he's going forward and all of this stuff, it just feels so shaken. It just feels so repressed. It feels so congested going forward. Is he going to reach out? I still feel this energy of him reaching out to you. It may have to do as once he's in the house and he's really feeling that repression, because right now everything is kind of chaotic and moving quickly, or there's things that are going on. I do feel a lot of energy from him as well, that there's a lot of energy really being pushed at him. Like, I feel a lot of feminine energy, and I think we had talked about that before. It almost feels like he's in this place of feeling trapped, like he doesn't know how to get off of this train, because the train is just going, and he's kind of like hanging on to the side of the train going, and he's like, I want to let go, but if I let go, like, what the hell happens? Like, I'm going to get run over. And the train is being really represented here by a lot of feminine energy. And this could be, the person that he's with, but also, feminine, like relatives, maybe his own mother, his own sisters, her sisters, or her mother. Like, there's just a lot of feminine energy around this. And I really feel like he's just flying, trying to get his feet on the ground. Once he gets that feet on the ground, I would say I still feel him coming through. You're going to have to make a decision as to what exactly you want to do with that once he does come through, because it might be at first a little bit not completely stable at that point, so you may have to decide like how you want to approach this, but I still feel this energy coming through. So I hope that helps. That's what I'm getting at this moment. I really feel like by approaching when he does contact in a more, don't get into an emotional state. I feel like approaching it more in a logical state. Like, you don't need to be, well, you did this and you did this and et cetera, et cetera. It's just coming through as, what do you have to offer me? And when you create that energy, I feel like that's where he's really going to start to think about what energy he can present to you, rather than you presenting to him, or using you as some sort of escape from his chaos that's going on around him. So it's going to have to be more solid, like, well, what do you have to present to me? So I hope that helps.
I just want to interject real quick here. I am actually picking up on the energy of him like moving. I am seeing this transition. I do literally see house being stepped to or stepped into in some way. I don't know if it's distant or far away from where he was before, but it just feels like there is a huge gap that's being filled by this move in this transition. As far as Chris's feelings towards you, Renata, I absolutely feel this pressure on Chris, and there is a tendency to hold himself back all the time, and especially when something hits his core, he has got to sit with that for the longest time. Holy hell. It is like, if something is really hitting his core of who he is, hitting his soul, it's as if it doesn't make him feel like he's dying, it'll make him feel like, okay, I have to wait a long, long time before I adopt or allow this moment to come in. The one thing I am being shown here, Renata, as far as what's to come between the two of you, Spirit keeps showing me that there are abundant changes in the nature of your connection, and they are showing me an energy of relationship becoming stronger. They're showing me like this path and changes towards relationship. So, not sure if you are in a relationship together now or not, but I definitely do see this transition of housing. I see him having issues with his own feelings and how he handles his own emotions, but there is progressive movement. So it feels like you can kind of take that to the bank right now. Give him that time though, because it's a big transition for him. And he's also got some other other fail-safe programs that his brain's writing that's kind of blocking him from always feeling in entirety an emotion, especially when it's hitting the soul. So I think being patient with him is really important. Man, what is up with all these Tauruses needing control all the time? My God.
Right, Brandon?
Taurus sun, moon and Leo, baby. Let's
That was
do it.
that
Give me the
upside down,
control.
happy what's that upside down, emoji, smiley face? Like,
Oh,
I'm
I
trying
do
to
that
think.
one all the time.
And I believe Kay is next. And Sarah, sorry we couldn't get to you this time. Brandon does have to go in just a few minutes. So I
I gotta get
believe, Brandon, that
running.
you ran Kay's chart. Is this correct? Or you were looking at it or
Yes.
something? Okay, so
Yes.
I'm going to
So
let
I
you just
ran
sort of answer
Kay's
this.
chart.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I really wanted to look into, Kay, was in your natal chart, there are some very good descriptors of what's to be going on with career. So we look at several different placements. We look at the sixth house, where we look at work and service. We look at the midheaven for our profession. A job and a profession and a career are totally different energies. A job is something we do to get by and to make money. A career is something that we work on. A profession is something that we it comes from the soul. It comes from a sense of purpose. It comes from, what we're trying to put back out into the world. Your midheaven is in Sagittarius, and you have Jupiter in the ninth house in Sagittarius. You have got tons of Sagittarius energy here. So really what Sagittarius is all about is coming to understand as many different things as they can. They are the learner of the zodiac. They are out here to get experiences, to have an experience, to really understand something. And the beautiful thing about Sagittarius is that they're really great teachers, to be entirely honest with you. So for you, Kay, anything that's going to involve learning, teaching, travel, tasting different experiences, different cultures of life, different ways of being, these are going to be central to what you're going to do as far as profession, as far as career. There's a lot of different, I think, different ideas of, what exactly Sagittarius means as far as, your midheaven here. And there's so many different, career opinions and what you can do. It's honestly really going to be what best makes you feel that you are free to do your own thing. Freedom is a huge Sagittarian word, that you're kind of making your own, marching to the beat of your own drum. I really feel like something non-traditional is the point. So I don't know if people are talking what they're talking about with nature. If anything, I would see it, I keep really seeing this thing. I don't know if you've had this idea or desire, okay, but I keep seeing something about a travel blogger and like somebody who goes somewhere to other countries and tastes all the different ways their life is, and they like write about it, and then they teach, then they come and they learn, like you learn all these different things, and then you go and teach them and pull these ideas in other places in the world. Like there's something really important about you needing to travel. So I don't know if it's necessarily about nature. I 100% could see you hiking and taking hikes in like some of the coolest places, like, skyscraping towers with a bridge across and stepping over it like, la, 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 just another day, as if you're walking, on a little path in the woods or something. It has to do with you being about and traveling, because you are supposed to taste this world and everything that it can offer, and then you bring these tastes for other people to experience. It reminds me of Elizabeth Gilbert, I believe her name is, um, the writer of Eat, Pray, Love. It very much reminds me of her energy, the way that she was just like, you know what, I'm going and doing this, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do with my life, so I'm just gonna go here. Maybe watching that, since it did pop into my mind, would be a good source of inspiration for you. So take a look, do some keyword searches to, I think, really look into this. Look up two things, Kay. I want you to look up midheaven Sagittarius. Okay. I lost your chart. Oh, there it is. Midheaven Sagittarius. You have Jupiter in the ninth house. Look that up as well. And Jupiter in Sagittarius. Look that up. And then the last thing I want you to look up is your North Node. Okay. So your North Node, where is it? Where is it on your chart? There it is. North Node in Libra. So North Node in Libra. Oh, it has been a intense life, hasn't it? It's almost like there's like constantly somebody who's ready to fight against you. Your South Node is in Aries. In their past lifetime, you have had to really push yourself in a past life to really rely on yourself to make yourself strong, independent. But now it's come across in this lifetime as like intense wills, um, weird, aggressive energies that kind of come at your way. This is your lifetime to learn about partnerships. So it might not be a bad idea to see who you connect with on your travels throughout the world, because North Node in Libra forces you to learn to work with people. It's your soul's way of coming to know, okay, I need to learn and work with others if I want to evolve. So that's going to be something that I feel can develop once you're in the midst of your profession, because I can see it taking different changes. It's like over the next 5 years, I could see you, doing well with like Instagram, posts and getting sponsored and things like that. And then all of a sudden that forms into something else where you have to work on a partnership, and that forms into something else. Your career needs to be as malleable as your spirit, and your spirit wants to taste what it can, everything it can in this life. So I would definitely love to dive into that more, but unfortunately I do not have time. I got to run. But I really feel, even instinctually, you're getting both astrology and psychic stuff right here in what I'm telling you. Instinctually, there's something about traveling and teaching others and showing them different things, and honestly owning your own company. That's going to be a big one. I 100%, well, let me not say 100% because nothing is 100, but I really strongly feel that you could have like a influencer type of profile and presence online, like having that space of a bunch of other people seeing your stuff.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So guys, because Brandon does have to go, I just wanted to thank you guys again for all of your support. Thank you for watching the show this week. Make sure you join us next Wednesday. We will be here. I know it was an unusual day today, on the Thursday, but we are so grateful for you guys coming on. We will be here next Wednesday. Thank you so much again. If you do want to get a hold of Brandon, you can contact him at thedreamteacher.com. You can contact me through oracleintuitions.com or through my Facebook and Instagram. Bless you all. Thank you so much for everything.
Absolutely,
And
guys. Thank you.
take care. Thank you.